welcome back everyone for some more of my Feyenoord career mode here on FIFA 22. And we are here in the Season 1 finale here of this particular career mode. For those of you that may or may not know or haven't been following, this is a continuation, technically, of my Tokyo Verdy career mode. I ended up taking over Feyenoord at around October, and we've led them all the way to the Europa League final, not Champions League final. Hopefully we can do that at the end of next season. But not only did we get and make it all the way to the Europa League final, I'm going to show you guys here. We did manage to become Eredivisie champions rather convincingly. And I'll show you the rest of the table. Relegation was a thing. Go Ahead Eagles and Heerenveen would be going down. Zwolle would be playing the promotion relegation playoff. And not only did we win the Eredivisie, but we also won the Orange Becker Trophy, which we started off in round 2. We ended up beating PSV. Quarterfinals, we knocked out Vitesse. Very sad story with Vitesse. I ended up I'm not sure if they're completely dissolved at the time of recording this, but things are not looking good. They look like they're going to be a club that's no longer going to exist, sadly. And we knocked out NEC Nijmegen in the semis, and then we took out Ajax in the final. But as we show the road to the final here, hope you guys have an awesome day today. Hope you guys doing well. And you can see ourselves and Bodo Glimt ended up getting out of the group. Milan and Apoel ended up getting eliminated. And we've had a pretty difficult road getting here to the final, which round of 16, no disrespect to Club Brugge, but they were probably the easiest team we faced in the knockouts in the round of 16. Then we had to come back from behind and knock out Liverpool in the quarterfinals. And then we knocked out Sevilla rather convincingly in the semifinals. And you can see our former FIFA 22 career mode club, Royal Antwerp, making it all the way to the semifinals, which is pretty exciting. But we'll show the rest of the stuff here at the end of this game. We are going to be rolling with our strongest starting lineup. Rather good team, but with the exception of our left back, Onside, who's only at a 74. I did end up selling Masson because I wasn't going to have a guy. I decided I wasn't going to have a guy that's going to be injury prone. Hall is going to be our backup wide back / center back. Sandler, Trost, despite his rating, has been awesome as my backup goalkeeper, and you can see the rest of our bench here. But should actually have him on the bench. I'm actually going to go ahead and do that. But you can see the rest of it. Ueda has been, I'm glad I got, which he actually is a Feyenoord player in real life, so that's actually one of the reasons I brought him. I ended up selling Josef Martinez. But we are going to get underway here at Etihad Stadium, which on here it says City of Manchester Stadium. I think it's because they didn't have the, which I gotta look at partly clear, I'm okay with that. They probably didn't have the licensing or copyright, whatever, to use that, but I'm going to put the alternate kits on. It shouldn't be too hard to differentiate between the two teams. Let's see what kind of team Barcelona have. They are Ansu Fati, Lewandowski, Torres up front, Pedri, De Jong, Pjanic in midfield. Malacia is actually a guy that I'm looking at next year, depending on what our budget is. Bastoni, Araujo, and Kyle Walker make up the backline with ter Stegen in goal. So without further ado, it's the opponent that I was expecting to see in the Champions League final, not the Europa League final, but that's how it rolls sometimes. You can see our one of our starting center mids, Frederick Arsnes, is our featured player here. Very good. He and Ateki, which I do have to say, Ateki has been playing much better for me in this career mode than what he did in my Darmstadt career mode. So a bit of redemption for him.
Two teams ready, they hope, to clear the final hurdle, the final Europa League hurdle, and the atmosphere is building up already. Stay tuned, we'll have all the action for you live here on EA TV. And this is it, The majority of fans.
How much you bet me if we do make the Champions League final next year? How much you bet me since we're playing at the Etihad, we're going to be facing Manchester City at some point, if not the final, at some point in the Champions League next season?
And we're just moments away from kickoff. It is Feyenoord facing Barcelona.
And you see Leicester made it to the round of 16, ended up getting knocked out by Villarreal, who ended up getting knocked out by Barcelona.
But I think this is too close to call.
The fact that he's saying this is too close to call is a testament how good, which was not a good cross by Wålemark, which I'm actually kind of surprised because Wålemark's been one of my best players this season. Okay, let's see if we can get. Oh, there we go, nice. Could argue that Ter Stegen could have done a little bit better with that, but you know what? Wålemark easily making up for his poor cross earlier.
So the match is restarted, 1-0 here.
I'm so glad that I'm playing from left to right, not right to left. That way I don't have to deal with Sinisterra. Nice. Come on, Till.
And the referee allowing advantage to accrue to them.
What? That's a goal kick.
Poor touch, unable to keep it in play.
Well, you think that's a poor touch there, Dirk?
Discussion about him prior to this game, playing against his old club, and I wonder what's going through his mind, Stuart.
So apparently at some point, Feyenoord sold Malacia in this career mode. Oh, I'm so sick of this tiki-taka garbage.
Well, Piqué has been on the minds of many ahead.
Nice. Oh, poor touch. Come on, guys.
To end his illustrious career at the end of this campaign, a massive loss for the club.
Oh, the crap.
Well, it's a great shame because
guys.
It's a joy to watch over the years, but he's certainly going out at the top, which I think is a really good decision, Derek.
And space here on the flank.
What is with this crossing?
Pedersen.
Guys.
Moving forward effectively.
You cannot play like this against a team like Barcelona.
Really sound defending.
That should have left that go for a corner. Nice! Oh, that's beautiful. And of course, that's Wålemark once again. He's more than made up for his error at the beginning of the game. I have to see this goal again.
Well, here it is again. Just look at the quality of the cross. It's inch perfect, while the movement in the box...
Oh, look at that finish.
Such good timing.
A bit theatrical, but pretty nonetheless. I think I'm gonna have that as my thumbnail. Incredible goal by Wålemark. And he's already on a double in this game.
So 2-0 now.
Do we want to see if I can get Pavlidis a goal here? Because I do have to say right now, in case you guys did not watch the end of the last episode, he got robbed of the Golden Boot in the Eredivisie.
And he's through here.
Which I'll explain that here pretty soon. And with that goal, Pavlidis is now the leading goal scorer in the Europa League.
Three goals without reply.
Nice. Okay, let's see if my team can finish things off on their own here.
Real chance.
Nice.
And I'll tell you what, on this sort of form, very few would lay a glove.
I don't know where Sinisterra has been in this game. He's been invisible so far. And he is going to be, I don't know what kind of transfer budget I'm going to have. I'm not anticipating having a real big budget. But I am going to be selling him in order to raise some funds, because he's been horrible.
Keeper did his job to begin with.
I have not been happy with Sinisterra at all. I'd have to say, as bad as what he was for me in my Bielefeld career mode off camera, he's even worse in this career mode. I just cannot play with him.
Lewandowski.
Okay, that's going to be a goal. Oh, good deal. Oh, you did all that work, Pedersen, and you freaking do that. You know what? I can already tell what's going to happen. It's got to be about the 40-minute mark, and they're going to score.
Every goalkeeper would expect to catch that one.
Ooh!
And he finds the net. He can hardly miss.
That's what happens when you try to be Manuel Neuer there, Ter Stegen.
Well, let's look at this again. He judges the flight.
Oh my God, what was he thinking, being that far out of goal? And that was right smack in the middle of the net. Oh, that's hilarious. Be fair though, what a bullet by Pavlidis.
Blistering first half display, and just look at that score.
Oh, come on. Can I get the ball back before halftime?
Well, not the pass he had in mind.
Here we go, I'm just going to hang on to the ball now.
Well, in terms of added time, a minimum of 1 minute.
Okay, we should be. There we go. Ateki, despite his rating, I don't think he's been too bad. But the one change I am going to make right now, Sinister is probably going to be his final appearance with the club. I have not been happy with him at all throughout this entire career mode. And that's the only substitution I'll make so far.
The quest for Europa League success and the second half of this final underway.
Okay, nice. Who's 26? Miyagi, that was a nice defensive play by Miyagi.
Challenge and he skips
Classic, there we go.
That's the hat-trick! Tearing apart this defence time and again. They simply can't handle him.
And we pretty much already got one hand on the trophy, so I'm not even gonna bother with the rest of this game. Let me see what fitness looks like for my guys, because I might actually sub based on fitness. And Miyagi's having a hell of a game, despite being a substitute. Pavlidis and Till look like they're a bit knackered, so I might end up pulling them off. Oh, our team is absolutely dominating right now.
Well, we have 30 minutes to go. He read the situation defensively, and
But I'll say that, and we leave him wide open.
Lewandowski. Well,
No. Ah, number 6, who are you? Ruben Vezo, you gifted Pedri that goal. You absolutely gifted him that goal. Vezo, that's not good enough. I was going to take off Till, but you know what? I cannot have that. I'm going to put Ueda in there. Yeah, you cannot make an error like that and expect to stay on the pitch. I'm sorry.
And the ball's gone.
And immediately poor touch by Ueda. We're not gonna lose this game, but it'll be interesting how many goals Barcelona pull back. That was wow, how did he miss that? Okay, good job. Number 7, who's Arsnes, and then we have Pedersen leading the charge here.
Can he finish? Well, he couldn't quite hit the target.
He is a right back, so I can't really criticize him too harshly for that. They may get a consolation, which they already do have a consolation. Oh, man. Barcelona is having a howler of a game. But to be fair, though, we've been playing brilliantly for the most part. Other than an individual error or two on our side, our team looks really, really good. Come on, don't leave him that!
It's still alive.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna run out the clock now.
Pedersen.
Yeah, we're gonna run out the clock. And we're just gonna stay here, and we are going to be Europa League champions. And we will find out at the end of the episode who we're going to be facing in the Super Cup at the beginning of next season, which will be my first game of season number 2, which is actually going to be the final season of my Feyenoord career mode. But yeah, Super Sub Miyagi completely changed our attack, in my opinion.
Well, relief and joy, I would say. What a great achievement this is.
That is easily the best game I've ever seen him play in my time at both Tokyo Verdy and Feyenoord. Okay, I should say Verdy, not Verdi.
They're very happy to be celebrating.
Tennessee will be lifting the trophy for us.
And now the trophy awaits.
Honestly, should have given the captain's armband to Wålemark. I might actually consider doing that. Because, like I said, he's been one of my most consistent players, if not my most consistent players on this team. He's been absolutely incredible, despite being 6 overall lower than Sinisterra.
Now it's in their possession. The winners of the UEFA Europa League.
Well, wonderful scenes. The players are making the most of this.
Just think, we could have had a clean sheet if it wasn't for Ruben Vezo. Which I'm actually thinking about moving him on next season.
As long as possible. One more trophy left, why not?
At least get somebody that's a bit higher rated. Like at least an 80 rating for my centre back.
Fans who have made the journey here for the final.
Well, they'll be loving this. They really have backed their team throughout this competition. They have a great bond with the players, don't they? That's lovely to see.
I cannot believe how good my team played against Barcelona. I mean, Barcelona kept on shooting themselves in the foot with poor passing and poor finishing and that, but our team matched up very well against the Catalan club, in my opinion.
Well, they need to take all this in, don't they? These are moments to savour. It's been a great night for everybody involved.
You are looking at the UEFA Europa League winners.
We sure are, rather convincingly, I might add, too. And that's exactly what, this is easily the best game I've managed with Feyenoord since I took over. This is an absolutely incredible game. Possession was split 50-50. They had an edge in dribbling, which, no surprise, and they had better passing accuracy, but we had better shooting accuracy. They made more passes, made more tackles, won more tackles, and had built just the one corner. So, honestly, the stats may look like this was an even match, but it really was not. It really, really was not. And just to take a quick look at stats here. Lewandowski with the assist, funnily enough. And Pedri with the goal, which, like I said, freaking Vezo gift-wrapped that goal for them. Pavlidis, 3 goals and 3 assists. Holy hell. Sorry for swearing, but oh my god. Bilo with the assist, which is kind of funny. And I think I am going to do the post-match interview because I want to brag up my team because, like I said, this might be the best game I've managed with this side. Without a doubt.
Hi, can you chat to us for a second about the match?
Sure can. Barcelona looked difficult opponents to be facing the final, but 6-goal margin tells its own story. Our manager looks... I'm going to say we've grown up as a team. Says if the trophies have just piled up outside your dressing room. What's been behind your team's unprecedented success? Great win, congratulations. Were you surprised to see him win? Just loves to play. So it was a pretty breathtaking display. Not only from Pavlidis, but everybody on the team. Hey, let me see something for a second. I want to see when is the Champions League final. First of all, who's playing in it? Okay, finals 25th. That's between Real Madrid and Manchester City. We may very well be playing Manchester City in the Super Cup coming next season. So, but we're going to take a look at stats, and you can see, like I said earlier, Pavlidis ended up getting robbed, in my opinion, because he was 2 ahead of Tadic in the final game. But of course, the game had to have Tadic score 2 goals in the final game, and he did get more assists than Pavlidis. That's why he's on top. It does not go by matches played. It goes by total goal contributions, which Sinisterra ended up getting the most assists. But like I said before, I'm going to be moving him on. Bilo ended up getting the most clean sheets. in the Orange or in the Eredivisie. Troos ended up getting the most clean sheets in the Orange Becker Trophy, which is awesome. You can see 3 of our players on top of the assist list. Diemers and Ueda ended up getting the top goal scorers in the Cup competition. Pavlidis, like I said before, top goal scorer in this competition. Pavlidis won behind Balikvisha and Luis Alberto for the assist lead. And Bilo with 2 clean sheets. Mamardashvili from Bayer Leverkusen ended up getting the most clean sheets in that competition. But we're going to take a look at objectives, which is going to take not too long. It's just pretty much these 3 right here. We ended up winning all 3 of these competitions because we did join in the middle of the season. Take a quick look at our youth academy. Which I should promote. Well, actually, I know I can't because he's only 15. Ignacio Sanz. And we're going to take a look at transfer history here real quick. Not a whole lot that hasn't already been shown on camera. You can see Masson, Martinez, we ended up selling to Bielefeld and Sociedad respectively. We brought in Ueda, and we also brought in Ruben Vezo, which like I said before, I'm probably going to end up moving him on. Remy SN on loan. Trauner, I initially was not going to sell Trauner, but I did get an offer from Benfica. So I figured, might as well move him on, because if not this year, I was definitely going to move him on next year. And you can see our free agent signings. Just we have a little bit of squad depth. And let's take a look at stats here real quick. If there's anybody in particular we'll look at, you can go ahead and pause the video. Pavlidis, no shocker, with the most goals. He's been solid. Wålemark, awesome player, arguably the best player on their team. Till's been pretty good as well. Ueda's been a very good backup, giving Pavlidis a run for his money. Diemers has been okay. Sincere, like I said, he's got to be moving on. I have not been impressed with him. Johan Bach, he's been good, but I'd probably be moving him on because I do have an idea who I want to bring in for next year. Miyagi, been sensational. Ateki has redeemed himself in my eyes. Pedersen and Anzai, pretty good wide backs. Boznik's grown by 2. Though he's probably going to end up staying on loan because I'm going to be keeping Ueda. And I did give a game to all my, at least one game to my free agent signings. Heilig is my main my backup left back. And Denzel Hall is going to be replacing, what's his face, as backup right back. He's got to be replacing Grant. Which Grant is 33, so... Troos, like I said, despite being only 65 rated, he's been a hell of a good goalkeeper for me, so I'm hanging on to him. And then 17 clean sheets and 49 through Bilo. Not great, but not terrible either. But we're going to go ahead and look at attributes. If there's anybody in particular we'll look at, you can go ahead and pause the video. And I am going to be looking at development plans as you guys are looking at this. Honestly, not too earth about Vezo. Sandler, I definitely do want to give more training to. Bustamante. Like I said, the first Cuban player I've ever signed in any career mode. Okay, Tavares looks like he's going to reach a 73 in 2 weeks. Essier, I'm not going to train him. Tennessee may reach an 85 next year. I don't know. I'm not too earnest about that, if I'm being honest. And Grant's already starting to depreciate, so... Like I said, Hall will be taking over his place. Techie's still going to take 13 weeks, but maybe a center mid, so sometime next year he will be a bona fide center mid for me. I'm going to go ahead and put that plan on Hurtius. Carrasco on poor form. Looks like it's going to take 5 weeks no matter what. El Pichtawi, I'm not too earnest about his game plan. Or his training plan, rather. Looks like both my center attacking mids are going to take a while to grow. That's not ideal. Sinister, like I said, I've not been happy with him at all, so he's going to be on his way out. Wålemark, probably, if I had to name a player of the year, I probably would give it to Wålemark. Close second being Pavlidis. And then Ueda been a very good backup striker. Okay, it's going to take him 23 weeks to reach a 78. Newt Inga Michael Bust. But before we end the video here, I do want to show you guys my short list of who I potentially am going to bring in. And you can see that awesome goal by Wålemark there. Arsenal ended up winning the Conference League, which is kind of hilarious, if I'm being honest. Not sure who that is offhand. I think that's Odegaard for Arsenal. Goalkeeper of Eredivisie, no surprise there. But I'm going to show you guys my short list, which really isn't all that short, but... The one player I do want to bring in is Nakamura. I can get him between 8 and 12. Ilkhan, I thought about bringing him in, but I don't know. Miyazaki, I can bring him in on the cheap, though. I'm probably not going to do that. I am looking to bring in a new backup center mid, which I'm actually leaning towards Eiting on this one, though. He's going to cost quite a bit. And I do want a new starting left back. So I'm probably going to use Onside as a swap deal in order to bring him in, most likely. Machado, I'm not sure if I want to bring him on. He is kind of pricey, and depending on what our budget is, I'm probably not going to bring him in. And a lot of these guys used to play for Feyenoord in real life. Well, Stangs is part of the team in real life. Emma Hodzic is part of the team in real life. Same with Watanabe and Biome. Quentin Timber. Carranza. And then a lot of former players, including Somerville, Jimenez, Kochu, Gertruida, Malasia, Maeda, which I can get him for, he's 74 rated, I can bring him in for about 5 million. So I may actually lean towards Maeda on that one. You see Hamer, Dillerson, Sant Euste, and then Villena I'm also looking at as well. But I'm actually leaning towards, because Nakamura was actually better for me in my Tokyo Verdy than Maeda. So I'm actually torn between those two guys, but... And we do have 13 in the budget here, which I could probably end up moving it to gain a couple million, because it shows that we're almost at a million in wage budget. Let me go ahead and do that here real quick. Oh, and I do want to see who ends up winning the Champions League. Okay, let's see. About 15 million I have. So, I may actually look to bring in Nakamura if I can. But we're going to go ahead and sim right here. And then we'll be finding out who we'll be playing against in the UEFA Super Cup at the beginning of next season. And the next time I see you guys, we will be taking on What did I tell you? I knew as soon as we found out that we were playing at the Etihad, I knew at some point we were going to be playing Manchester City. So the next time I see you guys, we will be playing Manchester City in the UEFA Super Cup to begin Season 2. And in Season 2, I'm going to be focusing mainly on Champions League. So I'm probably not going to feature a whole lot as far as league play or cup play. So that's what next season is going to look like. Hopefully we can get some plenty of fresh new faces in. That's going to help boost the quality of our club. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I will see you guys again next time.